This is like a dream come true. Never gotten to captain a ship before. Never would have thought I'd get a chance like this. Thank you, y'all.
The pleasure's all ours. Think we'll catch up to her?
Of course we will. They got too much weight on them. Meanwhile, this ship's carrying nothing but us salty scalawags. They got a good head start on us, but we can take them.
Do you know if there are any Danans on that ship?
Couldn't say for sure. On the one hand, seeing as it's supposed to be something of another castle, I'd reckon they probably wouldn't let a bunch of Danans on board. On the other hand, I'd be real surprised if the Renans were able to pilot that thing all by themselves. In any case, it's gonna be a while before we reach her. Till then, you're all free to do whatever. Just don't fall in the ocean.
I know Mahavar said we could take it easy, but there's not exactly a lot to do on this boat. I guess I'll check in on everyone and see how they're holding up. Hold that pose long enough and someone might just come along and paint you.
Any artist who'd see fit to paint me needs their eyes tested.
What can you tell me about Almadria?
Not as much as you'd probably wish. I only ended up crossing paths with her a handful of times, after I was chosen to be a lord on Lenegus.
Ah, right. I almost forgot about Lenegus. How much do you think they know about what's been going on down here?
It's safe to assume they know everything, though I know not why they choose to remain uninvolved. Perhaps they see what's been happening as just part of the ongoing crown contest.
Even what Almadria did? Has it really reached the point where her actions are seen as normal?
Not to my knowledge, no. At its core, the crown contest is a competition to see who can amass the most astral energy. And to amass such energy, slaves are needed to collect it from. It's therefore against the Lord's interest to kill them.
So then why would Almadria do something like that?
We must remember that time is running out in the crown contest. Perhaps her hand was forced, so to speak. It is a way to accrue astral energy faster and in larger quantities than through slave labor. Doing so kills off that labor force, obviously, but it is a means to an end nonetheless. No one could have foreseen that something like the Hollowing would arise back when the contest was first conceived.
Is becoming the Sovereign of Rena really that important to the Lords?
Of course. It's the greatest prize one can attain in their eyes. In that respect, at least, I'm really not that surprised that Almadria resorted to what she did, as utterly despicable as it is.
It's reassuring to hear you feel the same way I do.
I worry that the only reason I never did anything similar in Menancia was due to my lack of ambition.
If you didn't want to be reminded of your past, you could have just plugged your ears.
You think too highly of me. I'm afraid I must respectfully disagree. I'm not nearly as virtuous of a person as you might wish to believe.
If that's so, would you have been so shaken up when Kisara lost her brother? Why else would you turn your back on your own kind and choose to fight for Miguel's dream? Aren't we just Danans?
A curious choice of words. Did what you see in Mahag Sar hit you that hard?
What Deadheim did to that city, he didn't liberate anyone. Anyone who refused to follow him was an enemy in his eyes. 300 years of Renan rule taught him nothing.
What I have come to understand is that the conflict extends beyond Danan versus Renan. There is an internal quarrel as well. I mean to bring about a true, lasting coexistence in Menancia. But there are more walls we must topple first.
And you don't think you can pull it off?
Well, you seem to think you can, at least.
Does that make us enemies?
Insofar as an exchange of swordplay, no, it doesn't.
Not good enough for you?
Are you really... Forgive me. I will continue to fight by your side a while longer. That much I have decided.
You don't look so good. Are you all right?
The floor. It keeps moving. How can you stand it? How can you even stand?
I'm not the best person to ask about discomfort. I can't feel pain, remember?
I still can't believe what happened in Niez. Even now. As a lord, my expectations for Almeidrea were already pretty low. But the way she treated human lives like they're mere playthings.
Yeah. And it wasn't as if the situation in Niez was improving much to begin with.
You mean Deadheim?
The whole reason I started fighting back was because of my anger at the atrocities of Renin rule. Back then, all I had to worry about was fighting the Renins for the sake of the Danans. But then I met Shion and the people of Menancia, and things became a lot more complicated. It's even messier now that we have to worry about Danans like Deadheim.
It used to be that the Danans were the ones in the right, and the Renins were the ones in the wrong. Though, maybe that was just a biased perspective from being on the side of the oppressed.
Exactly. I'll never tolerate the Renins ruling over us. But nothing ever ends up being as black and white as you'd expect it to be either. That's clear to me now.
That said, even putting aside bad apples like Deadheim for a moment, you may be able to free the Danan people, but that won't undo 300 years of oppression. It'll be hard for them to not give in to their resentment. I think maybe that's why I clung to our dream so hard back in Menancia.
Even if his motivations weren't pure, Dohalim has a good heart. He didn't sink to the depths Almeidrea did.
You don't understand. I'm saying that it goes deeper than that. This hierarchy we live in, it's not solely something the Renins invented. I remember a story Rinwell once told me. She said before the Renins invaded, we Danans had our own class system. We are the ones who divided ourselves. I saw it in Deadheim's eyes. He wanted to rule over others.
To hear Beifong tell it, Deadheim wasn't always that way.
But as time went on, and he and the Darkwings fought the Renins, he eventually changed. I guess what I'm getting at is, if we defeat the Renins but just go back to the way things were before, was there even any point in fighting?
But that world isn't the one you want to create, right?
Maybe not. But to tell you the truth, these days I'm not so sure that dream is even possible.
You have your promise to Megal, though. Your home and the people of Menancia are depending on you.
I know. My brother. He truly believed in his dream of coexistence. And I suppose, even now, many people still do. And then, there's you.
Who, me?
You and Shion.
I'm not sure I follow.
Okay, then let me spell it out for you. How many other Renins and Danans do you know that get on as spectacularly as the two of you?
I don't know that I'd say spectacularly.
Well, I suppose it's really all a matter of how you look at it, isn't it?
I really don't see what you're getting.
I think I'm getting seasick again. Sorry. Can you just give me a wide berth for a few minutes?
I took a look around inside the ship just in case, but I didn't find anything that looked like it might be suspicious.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
You know, it wasn't until I left Calaglia that I finally realized just how big the world is.
When we tore down the wall in Calaglia, and I could finally see the horizon in the far-off distance, I had the exact same thought.
Yeah, somehow the sea is different though. I'm not sure just how to put it. It's almost as if it just goes on forever. I bet my old man would have been blown away by this view.
Yeah.
Ever since he died, I've been thinking about what it was that he was really trying to say to me at the end. I keep going over his words again and again. And heck, maybe I'm just overthinking it all. But still, sometimes I wonder if it could have turned out differently. If there was something I could have done. But no matter how much I play it back, I'm still no closer to finding any answers. And then there's everything with Rinwell. I stopped her from killing Almeidrea, but was that really the right thing to do? Or did I just end up making things harder for her? I feel like such a screw-up.
You're not the only one. I keep asking myself what Zephyr would have done had he been here. Like I think, how would Zephyr have handled Rinwell?
Yeah, I think he definitely would have stopped her. No doubt about it.
And that's exactly what you did, Law. I think he'd be really proud of you.
Alphen.
Zephyr's not the worst yardstick to measure ourselves against. Let's both do our best to make him proud.
Sounds like a deal. Thanks, Alphen.
Do you think Law is okay?
If you're worried, why don't you ask him yourself?
Yeah. I think maybe I should apologize to him too. I should apologize to all of you, really.
Us too?
Well, I was kinda lying to you all this whole time. I was blind to everything except my own revenge. I never even considered the struggles all of you might be facing.
We all have things we'd prefer to keep to ourselves, Rinwell. So what if you had something to hide? It doesn't undo the good that you've done, or the people that you've helped save along the way.
But that's not what I mean.
I know. You're talking about Almadria, right?
Yeah. I hate her, Alphen. I can't stop hating her. Even just thinking about her makes my head feel like it's going to explode. But it's not just her. I think about the way Law looked at me. I hated the Lord who killed my parents. And I hated the Renans I had to travel alongside. And yet, Cislodius Danans backstab each other like it's a normal way of life. And Mahag Sar has people like Deadime. But then there are people like Law and Shion. It's all just too much. I don't know what to think anymore.
Law never said that you had to forgive Almadria. It's only natural you would hate your family's murderer. But
But what?
Law left home because of how much he hated his father. As a result of that, well, I think Law spent a lot of time thinking about how they never got to make things right. And if I had to guess, killing Ganabel didn't make any of those feelings go away. Law let revenge fuel him, and I think now he's afraid you'll do something you'll regret.
Afraid?
Whatever happens to Almadria when this is all over is up to you. I'll respect whatever choice you make. Just think it over carefully for me, okay? You still have time.
Okay. Thanks, Alphen. Say, back then, after the fight, I think I really made Shion mad. I don't know, though. Maybe it just looked that way. But I guess I just can't seem to understand how she feels. Do you know why she gets like that?
Shion's... She can be a tough nut to crack. She doesn't really talk a whole lot about herself.
It's just what she said about hate being a source of strength. Where did that come from? I wonder how it feels, not being able to hold another person's hand.
Lean much further, you'll go overboard. Keeping an eye out for Almadria's ship?
I'm looking at the ocean.
The ocean?
Yeah. The waves. They help me think. This world is filled with natural wonders. The icy air and white peaks of Cislodia, the lush green glades of Menancia, the harsh wastes of Calaglia. But Menancia has its Lake of Death, and Nias its ruins. And they wouldn't be there if it weren't for that contest.
Say we actually managed to put a stop to the crown contest for good. What do you think will happen between the Danans and the Renans then?
You first.
Well, I want to believe that the coexistence we saw in Menancia can happen elsewhere, too. It's insane for all of us to keep fighting. If Menancia can do it, so can everyone else.
Yeah, I think that would be good too. A world where everyone can get along. At least, that's what I've come to believe.
You sure have changed.
I can't lie to you. Since I was young, I've looked down on the Danans too. But I've seen a lot. And I see things differently now. I've seen so many ugly and terrible things in this world. And yet, they didn't come from just the Danans. And the good things too. They didn't come from just the Renans. Kindness and cruelty exist on both sides. A person's race doesn't factor into it. So, I guess you're right after all, Alphen. I have changed. You know, I've never actually touched another person like this.
Shion.
Ever since I was on Lenegis, I've always been alone. Even after I came to Dana. Always.
And now?
Do you still not remember your past?
No. Sometimes it feels like I can almost remember. But then this mask stops me.
The mask keeps you from remembering why you have the mask in the first place. It's a little ironic, isn't it?
A little. Well, it won't be long now before you're rid of those thorns, you know? Only 2 lords remain. And once you have their master course, you'll be able to create the Renis Alma, right? Then you can... Shion?
Sorry, it's nothing. Promise. You're right, though. It'll all be over soon. I never could have made it this far on my own. I have everyone to thank for that. Including... especially you, Alphen.
Don't worry about it. We're friends, after all.
Yeah, we are.
Wonder how much longer it's going to be before we catch up to Almadria. I'll ask Mahavar.
Look who's up. Good timing. We're closing in on her stern as we speak.
That's the ship? She's huge. Law, go gather the others, will you? Think you'll be able to flank them without getting spotted?
Yeah, with the fog as our ally, I think I might just pull it off. Long as we ain't too noisy, we should be okay.
What'll you do if they catch on to us?
Not much I can do. Ship that size, they'll probably blow us to bits before we ready cannons.
Persistent little things. Evidently, I shouldn't have spared the wretched vermin. Hungry already, my dear? Worry not, for you shall have plenty to feast upon shortly.
Perfect. You managed to get us right up beside them.
I'll stay with the ship so we can leave as soon as you're done.
Good. Then let's find Almadria.
Shion, I want to thank you.
What brought this on?
What you said helped to calm me.
Don't mention it.
Now that's what I call a ship!
Yeah. The biggest one in all of Mahagsar. So big that it took years to construct.
For all we know, Kelselik may well have been smuggling materials to help build it. In which case it would be yet another mistake on my part.
We don't know that she was only getting materials from Menancia.
You think it's possible that they might have come from elsewhere too? Yeah, I guess I could see it.
But what do you think Almadria plans to do from here on out, now that she's abandoned her realm and sailed out to sea?
She'll be filling her coffers with gold, most likely. Then she'll sit back and enjoy the show as the other lords duke it out. Or something to that effect, at least.
I wouldn't put it past her.
She's strong, yet shrewd, and will stoop to any low. A dangerous one indeed.
She's not the first, and she won't be the last. This is a lord we're talking about, remember?
Sounds like you've made up your mind already.
There was never anything to decide. No one who can smile like that while doing what she did deserves to roam free.
Yeah, you're right.
No backing down! Engaging!
Laser spear!
Roll him down! I'm going in! Destruction! Eat this! Fire support! Rapid tear!
Into the shadow! Tempest!
Explosion! Here I come!
Where are you going?
Easter!
Photon annihilation! Lightning design! Flame of thunder!
Listen! First strike! Tackle! Talon hurricane!
Looks like we got them all.
It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
I'm
going, eh? You! My shield!
Take this!
Dance in the wind! Fire support! Take my revenge on you!
Bring them down!
Now! Astral energy!
Say no more!
Watch this!
Raging cascade! Sweet now! I'll be saving this one!
Try this! Take this!
Lightning orb! More Lightning gun!
Strike!
Thunder blade!
I'm practically unstoppable.
Got it!
This might not be the best time, but if you have a minute. That mask of yours, it was shattered by a blow from Balsev when you fought back in Calaglia, correct?
Yeah, thanks for the reminder. I thought it was a goner.
Balsev's brute strength was in a league all its own, yet half the mask remains. It's remarkably durable. Too durable to be Danon in origin.
Shion said the same thing. As if the fact I was wearing it meant there had to be more to me than met the eye.
You recalled your name when the mask broke, I hear.
Yeah, that's right. Although to tell you the truth, I'm a little scared what might happen when I lose the remaining half. Then again, the idea of not doing something because I'm afraid scares me even more. That's why I go on fighting.
Only he who first faces the night catches a glimpse of the dawn.
Come again?
It's nothing. Forget I said anything.
Get lost! Tear you apart! Confiscated! Far enough!
Ready and ready!
These ones can run rings around us!
do!
Burn!
I'm on a roll now!
Hope this works!
Evil assault! I'm not good! Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah!
And pummeling to me! It's time!
I never miss!
Crumble! Talon Sword!
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
Nicely done.
Look at that enemy! It's shot.
Oh man, I hope I live long enough to regret this.
Swallow blade! Try this! Infernal turret!
You think that shield will save you?
Freaking does it!
Its arm's too strong! Be my guest! We're not finished!
Nothing gets by me!
The enemy will arms too.
We'll soon see about that!
Ready and ready!
Smash you! Here!
My shield?
I'm in danger!
Watch this!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Steel not in your dreams! Let us dance in the wind! Power of water! I'll be
sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
We can really make weapons with this?
Go no further!
Lightning Thrust! Mirage! Now or never!
Flame of Fury!
No, I'll punch that gun out of your hand!
Destruction!
Talon Hurricane!
Mirage!
Where are you going?
Do it!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Dance in the wind!
I'm
Flame
mine!
of Fury!
Not today!
Glacial Spear! Ready to go! Now you see what I can do! Denied!
Mirage!
Big blast! More where that came from!
Mission! Take this!
Do it!
Mirage!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Arc field!
Now you'll learn!
Not on my watch!
Damn it!
Can't be
Lightning Thrust! Take this!
Lunar correction!
Talon Hurricane!
You'll bleed her when you do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
I'll heal you all!
I'm on it!
Lightning Thrust!
Wind astral energy!
Here I come!
Ready and ready!
Pierce evil!
Damn it! It's too
Freeze
fast!
laser!
Stand back! I'll trip it up!
Storm!
Not today!
Raging cascade! Do it!
Dazzle! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
Little hell! I never miss!
Swallow dance!
Lightning orb!
No further!
Here goes!
Tear you
Not
apart!
in your dreams!
No shield can stand these bits! Dust to dust!
Mirage! You're mine! Stardust!
Dance in the
This
wind!
one's all mine!
I'm on it! My focus! I'm on it!
Crush! You put your wrong face!
More of that now! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
We managed to pull through.
No choice!
Glacial Spear! Raging Storm!
I'll smash you!
Freeze Lancer! Photon Blast!
Dazzle!
A showdown between blade and fist!
Destruction!
I'll tear you
Be
apart!
sharp!
Watch it!
Power of water!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor.
Go no further!
Got you now!
By the power of water! Ready to go! Air threat! I'm the true gunslinger around here!
The
Here's
rebels!
a healing arm!
Stop them!
Far enough! This one's mine! Not in your dreams!
See what happened there is you crossed me. Shouldn't have done that.
First aid!
Try this! Brutal turret! You're mine! It's time! Eat dirt! You won't make a fool of me! Mirage! You're mine!
I'll heal you all! Raging Storm! Flawless Flight!
Destruction!
Ready and ready! Armor won't save you!
Raging Storm! Radiant Pierce! Out of ammo! Back to the
Try this!
Blitz!
You require a hand.
I'll keep you respect!
Thunderblade! He likes to handle
Take this! Big blast!
Glacial Spear! Here's the evil! Wind Astral
Far
Energy!
enough!
Here's the laser! Confiscated!
You picked the wrong fight!
An astral art?
That's my cue! Where are you going?
Shut him down!
Astral Energy!
Say no more!
Don't get careless.
Never seen anything like it.
It's an authentication key. They're quite common.
Maybe where you're from, but this is new to me.
It might go in an elevator somewhere. We should test it out.
Dispose of the trash.
Try this! Infernal Torrent! Here I run you through! Crush!
Raging
Be still!
It's a duel of the odds!
Armor won't save you!
Annihilation!
We got flyers!
I've got this! Let us march me!
Astral art?
That's my cue!
Shut him down!
Oh, Edgy, that freaking does it! That freaking does it!
I owe you one.
The flaming throat! By the power of water!
I'll be
Now or
raiding
never.
this one! By the power of water! Sealed! Here, let me help. More for the stockpile!
That's spot! Eat dirt!
More where that came from! Lightning!
No further!
Sonic drop!
Another in the wind! In here!
I owe you one.
Take this!
More for the stockpile! Power sword!
Rising
I
Falcon!
never miss!
Be still!
Arch field! More where that came from! Annihilation!
Strike!
Now! Downfall! Astral energy!
Say no more!
Let's refrain from losing.
Right, here goes! Now you'll learn! Now! Take it!
Eagle assault! They don't give up, do they? Here's the lightning conductor spear! Here's the evil!
Armor won't save you!
Freeze Lancer!
Now I'm real mad! Eat
It's
it!
the way for action!
You're mine!
Eagle fly! Now!
Totally! In an instant! Impact block!
A comfortable win.
Right, here goes!
I'm ready!
Talon Hurricane!
No further!
Raging
Freaking
storm!
does it!
Here goes!
It can hide itself? Amazing!
Healing circle!
Slap!
Whirlwind
Force
Halo!
blade!
Annihilation!
Sword rain alpha! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Now I'm in the groove! Be still!
Lightning!
Whirlwind
Now!
You're mine!
Arch
You're
field!
finished!
Confiscated!
Destruction! Be still!
Back into the fray!
Mirage!
Raging cascade! Hear me! Flame of fear! In here! Burning strike! I'll be
Destruction! Pieces! Attack time!
Wind astral
Fix it!
energy!
Take it!
Law, you alright?
Yeah, I'll be okay.
I've
let you all down.
You'll pay for that!
Better! Healing circle!
It's on!
I'll bring you back to
Ignite!
this! Thunderblade! Resuscitation!
Here I come!
Here's the healing arc!
Can't get out of this!
Raging cascade!
Destruction!
I'll cover you! Cover the caster! Raging cascade!
Be still! Mirage!
In here! I'll be saving this one!
Denied!
Searing flame! Reload! Thunder field! Primed and ready!
Try harder!
One more! Where are you going?
That freaking does it!
Charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm
You
here
can't
to
rely on
stop.
yourself.
Don't be a martyr.
I owe you one.
You've got all your friends.
Try this!
Thanks. This isn't ideal.
Hold nothing back! Swallow blade!
Better. Here, let me help. Slow blade. I'll cover the top.
Here I come!
I really owe you.
Try this! Infernal torrent!
Confiscated.
It's over! This one's all mine! Burn! Talon storm!
In here.
Be still!
Healing circle. I'll be
Take
saving
this!
this one.
Try this!
Watch it.
Infernal torrent! Take this!
Shattering pieces. Attack time. In a vine.
Healing circle. Hit.
Far enough. That's spot. Eat this.
Try
Healing
this!
flame.
Infernal torrent! You're mine! Start up! Mirage! Crumble!
Hit. Cascade. In here. Now, Kisara, go for it.
Prepare to crumble.
We won.
And thus our strength yet grows.
No choice!
Where are you going? Sonic punch!
Burn!
Searing flame! Lightning arm! Raging cascade!
Blow away!
Shield!
Mirage!
I'll be saving this one!
I'm ready.
I'll heal you
Far
all!
enough.
Air!
Leave the ensnaring to me. Yeah. And the pummeling to me.
Hey, that lunar corruption!
Flush.
Lunar
Swallow
blast!
blade.
Swallow
Dance.
dust!
Flush.
Tornado not in your dreams!
Talon hurricane.
Throbbing in
this
pain.
Take this.
Thunder field!
Swallow blade! Try this! Infernal
Now!
Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Hear me!
Rolling
Flame!
snap.
Burning strike!
I'll thrash you.
Evil! More where that came from!
Be still!
Freeze Lancer! With this, I can become even stronger!
These don't seem like your run-of-the-mill Zoogles the Remnants usually.
Indeed. I believe it's safe to assume these were used in her experiments.
They certainly look as twisted as her.
Even here.
Hey, what do you say? Oh man, I hope I live long enough to regret this.
Got you now! Mirage! Ignite! Take down their defenses! The rebel! Stop them!
Pesky airborne scoundrels!
Sounds like a job for you truly!
Lightning thrust!
Getting started!
The enemy wields art too.
You'll soon see about that!
I'm on a roll now!
Right there!
These fists have got your name on them!
This is it, all on my watch!
Destruction! Mirage!
Lightning!
Its armor's too strong.
Split it open!
Be my guest.
Mirage! Not today! Destruction!
Talon Hurricane!
I'm only getting
Eagle Drive!
Swallow Blade!
Annihilative
Sword Rain Alpha!
Where are you going? Breaking Storm!
Swallow Blade! Take this!
First aid!
You require a hand.
In a bind!
Shining Supernova! Raging Cascade!
Eagle Drive!
This one's all mine! Sword Rain Alpha! Ignite!
I'm on a roll now!
Now! Fall it freely!
Take it down!
Sword Rain Alpha!
In here!
Do
it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
First strike! Raging Storm! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
This is...
I remember seeing instruments just like this back in Estaluva Forest.
It looks and smells like some kind of medicine.
Whatever this place was used for, I doubt it was anything of repute.
They really made us work for that one. Do you sense one of your friends, Hoodle?
What is that huge flower-looking thing up there? Is that the ship's engine?
Indubitably. As one might expect, large ships require large engines in order to sail.
And if we destroyed it?
We might well sink the ship. Who knows if we would be able to escape before that happens.
Almadria sure has been busy since the contest began.
This isn't Almadria's doing.
You mean she didn't build this?
The body, yes. However, my guess is that the engine comes from a starship.
A starship? As in one of those vessels used to go to and from Lenegis?
Correct. The technology employed on Lenegis and in starships is more advanced than anything in our daily lives. Almadria may be resourceful, but she could never produce an engine like this on her own.
You mean to tell me we've got even bigger enemies waiting for us up in the sky? My head hurts just thinking about it.
Don't worry about that for now. Just focus on taking care of Almadria.
This one's all mine! You picked the wrong fight!
Listen! I'll tear you apart! Glacial spear! Here's evil!
Blow away!
Can't get out of this!
Be still!
Let the marksman handle this!
Raging cascade!
Do it! Kisara!
Commander of Heavens!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Could have been...
Right, here goes! You want egg?
Here's evil!
Destruction! Talon
Lightning
Hurricane!
arc!
Destruction!
Here's a healing arc!
You'll have no mercy!
Lightning condemned! Here!
Fire support!
I'm just getting started! Out of the way! Mirage!
Radiant!
Pull back!
Crush! Be still!
Now split it open!
Be my guest! Shield? Eat this!
I really owe you one.
Shield! Not in your dreams! Back into the
Ready to go! Now I'm in the groove!
More reduction!
In an instant! Impact block!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood. What's this thing?
Go no further!
You got no further!
Can't be
Infernal turret!
I'll heal you well! I never fit!
Dust to dust!
Thunderblade!
Destruction!
Here's a healing arc!
In the groove!
Can't be terror!
Too fast!
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
You picked the wrong fight!
It was nice while it lasted.
Healing
Castle!
Lightning condemned!
you.
Thunderblade!
Thanks!
Eagle fly!
Flaming thrust!
Eagle fly!
Raging storm!
Mirage!
Handle it!
Infernal turret! You're mine!
I'll do lightning! Raging
Try
cascade!
this!
Arc
Infernal
field!
turret! Not a chance!
I'll
Not
be
done!
saving this one!
Dazzle!
That's
Mirage!
Photon blast!
Big blast!
A comfortable win.
That enemy looks strong. I bet it'll be worth our while to...
Oh man, I hope I live long enough to regret this.
For my
In the
lord!
sky, it's mine!
In a bind?
Glimmer trap! Burn in hell!
Raging cascade! Seal!
Dazzle! Mirage!
You're done!
Anything in armor is all mine. Armor won't save you!
My shield! Burn!
Talon storm!
Here's a healing arc!
Leave the ensnared.
Yeah, and probably to me.
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
Hands in the wind! And a seal!
Swallow blade! Try this! Infernal turret!
Far enough! Eat this!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Onward and upward.
Looks like we've spotted one of Poodle's friends.
That equipment should come in handy.
out of this? By the power of water! Shattering up pieces! Attack time!
This one's all mine!
Burn it out!
Not on my watch!
Now I'm in the groove!
An astral art?
That's my cue!
Shut him down!
Rip and tear!
Sword Ring Alpha!
On your knees! This one's mine!
I'll tear you apart!
Thunderblade! I'll heal you all!
Talon Hurricane!
Will ya?
It's too much! What's this? Eagle Assault!
Try harder!
Flaming Fury!
Flaming Thrust!
Leave your Evo to me!
More for the stockpile!
I'm on it! Let me help! Talon Score! Swallow Blade!
I'm not done! Try this!
It's over!
Lunar Blast! More Lunar Blast!
Will ya?
Chinese Supernova!
I owe you one!
Air Thrust!
Not today!
Light at here goes!
No further!
Here's the healing arc!
That's the spot! Eat this! Talon Hurricane!
Mirage!
Now I'm in the groove!
Hey, that...
Be still! Mirage!
Raging
You're mine! You're finished!
It was nothing gets by me!
Lunar
Mirage!
Blast!
These fists have got your name on them!
This one's mine! Raging Cascade! Where are you going?
Force!
Dance in the wind!
Talon Hurricane! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Dust to dust!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclops!
I won't rest until I'm the best I can be.
Still striving to be on par with the Lord?
You sit...
Out of our way!
Now you'll learn!
Eat this! Far enough! Talon Storm! Shattering up pieces! That's like it does it!
Fight kill!
Well, this one.
You picked the wrong
Lightning
fuck!
Contact!
Got fired!
I've got this! Let him handle it!
Oh, yeah!
Close the heart seal!
I'll
get you back from depths of
I felt fine not too long ago.
The
enemy wields arcs too.
We'll soon see about that!
Here I come!
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
Dance in the wind! And again! In there!
Damn! You're shattering pieces!
This one's mine!
Attack time! Do it!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
My concentration is dwindling. Perhaps I'm tired.
further!
Now you see what I can do!
By me! Far enough!
Dance in the wind!
Be still!
Careful! Hands some kind of camouflage! I'll heal you
It's
all!
over!
Here's the healing arc!
Take this!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
I'll heal you all! Lightning condemned!
I'm on Swallow Blade! Try this! Infernal Torrent! Take this!
Here's Evo! Score! Blazer!
Dazzle!
Lightning
over! Burn!
Raging storm!
Mirage! Soaring Alpha!
I'm on
Try harder! Swallow Blade! Infernal Torrent!
Lunar corruption! More for the stockpile! Shield! Eat this way! Dance in the wind!
Lightning Thrust! Mirage! I'll smash you!
Denied! This one's mine!
First strike!
This one's mine! I'm just here! Let me help!
It's too much!
Death Blossom! Slash!
Here's a healing ray!
Infernal Torrent! It's over! I'm on! I'll tear you apart! You're mine! Ignite! Try harder!
Photon lightning condemned! That's
Destruction! Soaring Alpha! This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it! I'll leave it to you! Destruction! Be still! Mirage! Try harder!
Ready to go!
Be still! Mirage! Core back fire! Swordling Alpha!
What's this? Here, let me help. Lightning condemned!
Be still! Mirage!
It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire!
I'll heal you
Be
all!
still!
Raging storm! Healing
This
circle!
one's all right there!
Cyclone!
Burn in hell!
Where are you going? Art
I can
sealed!
only rely on myself.
Destruction!
Confiscated! Go! I'm only getting
Now you
started!
see what I can do! Now I'm
Lightning
through!
condemned! Thunderblade!
It's time!
By the power of
Eat dirt!
cover the castle! Healing circle!
I owe you all
Lightning
this!
condemned!
To an end!
Don't get in my way! Lightning condemned! One more! Thunderblade! I'll take it from here. Let's see how you handle this! Deus Roar! Here's a healing arc! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Here, let me help.
I'm on it!
Lightning!
Swallow Blade! Try this!
By the power
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
There's always room for improvement.